Hey crime fam, welcome back. Today I've got a doozy, a tale so twisted it'll make you side-eye your doctor. We're not talking about some average psycho. We're crowning the king of serial killers here in Unmasking Crimes. Meet Harold Shipman, aka Dr. Death, with over 250 confirmed kills. Maybe even 500. That's not a body count, that's a small town. Now, when you picture a serial killer, what comes to mind? A deranged psycho, right? Someone with a messed up childhood, totally unhinged, maybe a little creepy vibe. All fair guesses, except for that last one. This guy, not scary looking at all. In fact, he was hiding in plain sight, charming the socks off people who knew him. Today, we're diving into the life of Harold Shipman, known worldwide as Dr. Death, or Angel of Death. Harold Shipman was born in 1946 in Nottingham, England, middle kid in a working-class crew. His dad? A truck driver who was basically a ghost, always on the road, never home. His mom, Vera? Oh, she's the real MVP of this origin story. Vera was the ultimate helicopter mom, controlling, overprotective, and totally obsessed with Harold. He was her golden boy, her little prince. She hyped him up daily, smartest, handsomest, the works. Kid's ego? Sky high. He was decent at rugby, meh at school, but thought he was above us all. That God complex, it's a ticking time bomb. Then at 16, the first big crack in Harold's world shows up. His mom, his rock, his cheerleader, gets lung cancer. She fights it for a year, clinging on through agonizing pain, mostly for him. Harold's right there watching her waste away. The doctors give her morphine to ease the suffering, and that's when something clicks, or breaks, in his brain. He's mesmerized by it. Morphine becomes his first love. In 1963, Vera finally passes, and Harold's left reeling. That morphine thing, it's not just a memory, it's an obsession. Traumatized, he aims for med school, flunks the first try, but claws his way in. Classmates find him normal-ish, except he's way too into drugs. He starts messing with morphine, addicted, chasing his mom's ghost. By 1970, he's a med school grad, married to Primrose Oxtoby, his only girlfriend, and a junkie. He snags a job at a Yorkshire clinic. Outwardly, polite doc, solid diagnoses. Behind the scenes, chaos. Drugs vanish when he's around. He's moody as heck. They catch him stealing pethidine, a morphine wannabe, and he's hooked. His coworkers confront him, report him, and the clinic director ships him off to rehab for a year. A doctor with a pill problem. Shocking, I know. Docs watching are like,
great, another stereotype.
But here's the kicker. Some think he might have already started killing by then. We can't prove it yet. But with a body count like his, who knows when he got the itch. After rehab, he's back in the game, because apparently a drug-stealing ex-addict doctor is still employable in the 70s. He scores a job at a clinic in Hyde, a quiet little spot near Manchester. It's all retirees, sunny weather for England, basically a postcard-perfect place for grandparents to kick back in their golden years. What could go wrong? So, he's back to being Dr. Shipman, stethoscope on, charm dialed up to 11. He builds this stellar rep, super attentive, especially with the elderly, polite as heck, nailing diagnoses left and right. The retirees love him. He's like the golden retriever of doctors, except, with a dark twist we're about to unpack. Fast forward to 1992, the year of the Barcelona Olympics. A banger time for sports, but a game changer for Harold too. He's been at the clinic a while, and people are starting to side-eye him. Why? His patient death rate is through the roof, like suspiciously high compared to other docs. No one's ready to scream serial killer yet, but they're definitely picking up a vibe. Harold's got this shadowy aura now, like he's auditioning for the next Batman villain. So what does he do? He goes solo, quits the clinic, opens his own private practice right there in Hyde, and it's a smash hit. Thanks to his golden boy reputation, patients flock to him. No more nosy coworkers, no oversight, just Harold, his needles, and a whole lot of freedom. And that's when the brakes come off. He starts killing hundreds of patients, mostly elderly women living alone. No close family to notice anything funky. How does he do it? Flashback to 17-year-old Harold watching his mom die. Morphine. That's his weapon of choice. He'd waltz in under the guise of treatment, inject an absurd overdose of morphine, and boom, lights out. Every single time. We're talking hundreds of murders here, not sick old folks on their last legs, but healthy retirees with zest for life. This wasn't a hospice. It was Benidorm for British grandparents, sunny vibes, bingo nights, and a rogue doctor snuffing them out for no apparent reason. Now, you're probably yelling at your screen.
How does this guy get away with hundreds of murders for decades?
Great question. One the Brits have asked themselves a million times. This isn't the 1920s with zero oversight. We're in the 80s and 90s. Computers, fax machines, the works. So how? 2 words: medical bureaucracy. Harold was a paperwork wizard. Well, kinda sarcastic but true. Genius. He'd whip up death certificates, slap on vague causes like natural causes or heart failure, and ship them off to colleagues for a rubber stamp. These other doctors weren't in on it. They just saw a lot of deaths, same old profile. Elderly, female, alone. They'd sign off without blinking. And here's the cherry on top. Most of his victims were cremated. Poof, no body, no autopsy, no evidence. He torched the proof like a pro, but not always. And that's where he finally trips. Let's zoom to 1998. Harold's still at it, running his private practice out of a little office, but making house calls too, perfect for scoping out victims in their natural habitat. June 24th, 1998. He visits Kathleen Grundy, an elderly lady in decent health, no major issues. Same old playbook, morphine overdose, dead in minutes. No one's home, so he spins his usual yarn.
Oh, she was old, had some ailments, passed suddenly.
Case closed, right? Wrong? Here's where Harold gets sloppy and greedy. He'd somehow sweet-talked Kathleen into rewriting her will, cutting out her daughter and naming him as heir. Bold move, Doc. Her daughter's like,
Excuse me?
She and her mom were tight. Why would she get shafted like that? She storms to the police, screaming foul play. Now, the cops had gotten wind of Harold before. His sky-high death stats had raised eyebrows. But their investigations? Total clown show. Turns out they sent rookies who couldn't investigate their way out of a paper bag. They thought it was small potatoes, not realizing they were chasing the deadliest serial killer ever. For years, he slipped through their fingers. When they finally grill him about Kathleen, his excuses are flimsy as heck. The daughter's devastated, the story stinks, and her lawyer pulls a power move. They dig up Kathleen's body. Autopsy time. Surprise, surprise, morphine overdose. Then they start connecting dots. Same deal with tons of his other patients. They nab him, and the floodgates open. The mega investigation kicks off, unraveling death after death. They pin 15 murders on him, enough to lock him up for life. But we all know the real tally's way higher. 250 confirmed, maybe 500 total. Dr. Death's reign is over, but the chills, they linger. So they've got him pinned for 15 murders. Bam, arrested. Case closed, right? Not so fast. This guy's got more layers than an onion dipped in evil. Shipman's hauled into court, and get this. He's still swearing up and down he's innocent.
Me? A killer? Nah. Those folks were just sick. They died. No biggie.
Sure, Harold. Tell that to the stats. His patient death rate was 56 times higher than the next deadliest doctor. 56. This wasn't a physician. This was a one-man slaughterhouse. The trial wraps in 2000 and the verdict's guilty. 15 life sentences, no parole. That's how they roll in England, 1 life sentence per murder, stacked like a grim Jenga tower. He's locked up, game over. But here's the kicker. January 13th, 2004. Shipman decides he's done. Hangs himself in his cell, knowing he's never tasting freedom again. Curtains down on Dr. Death at 57. Poetic, considering how many lives he snuffed out early. Now, how do we jump from 15 murders to over 200? Buckle up, because this is where it gets insane. Once the news breaks, huge headlines, total media circus, his old colleagues start digging. They're like,
Wait, remember that lady and that guy and that other one?
doctors, nurses, everyone's flipping through dusty files, swapping stories, piecing it together. They tally it up. At minimum, Shipman killed nearly 250 people. Minimum. But here's the gut punch. Over his whole career, he had 500-something patient deaths on his watch. 500. How many were natural? How many were him playing Grim Reaper? We'll never know, but I'd bet my left kidney the split's horrifying. So, why'd he do it? That's the million-dollar question, and Shipman took the answer to his grave. Never confessed, nada. His wife, Primrose, grilled over and over, and she's ride or die.
My Harold? Sweetest guy ever, wouldn't hurt a fly.
During the investigation, his arrogance shines like a neon sign. He's sneering at cops, his old co-workers, calling them inferior, acting like he's some god among peasants.
Let me go. I'm too valuable to society.
Buddy, the only thing you're valuable for is a true crime script. Theories about his motive? Oh, there's a buffet of them. Me? I think he was a nutcase, full-on unhinged, scarred by his mom's death. That morphine obsession? It's like he's stuck in 1963 watching her fade. Maybe in some sick, twisted way. Every overdose was his tribute to her, reliving that moment, keeping her alive by killing others with the stuff that eased her pain. Creepy, right? We'll never know for sure, but it's a theory that'll haunt your dreams. What's your take on Shipman's motive? Make sure to like and subscribe to continue with the series of crime stories in 10 minutes. Stay curious. Crime fam, see you in the next video.